So I will start with the objective of this topic that consists of two objectives. The first one is to identify the method, process of fertilizer solution preparation and calibration using the fertigation system. And the second one is to compare the method and process of fertilizer solution preparation. Next, I will proceed with the background topic. So basically, the term fertigation is a combination of the phrases fertilizer and irrigation. Fertigation is the application of mineral fertilizers to crop in conjunction with irrigation water. Next is irrigation with dissolved nutrients has been practiced since Roman times when sewage was utilized to irrigate fields. And since the year 1930s, producers in the Jordan Valley have utilized jute bags with ammonium sulfate fertilizer at the entrance of canals and flood irrigation for banana crops.
Okay, for the problem statement is in the fertigation system is the concentration of the solution may decrease as the fertilizer dissolve, which is dependent on equipment selection. This may affect the nutrient in fertilizer as it decreases due to the growth of plants. There are many ways of fertilizer lost nutrients such as leaching, erosion and oxidation reduction reaction. For leaching, this is the removal of nutrients from the roots of plants root by the use of percolating water. It is frequent in locations with a lot of rain, loose soil particles and little vegetation. Secondly, soil erosion depletes soil nutrients. The available plant nutrients are lost when the topsoil of the medium is removed by water or wind. In soil that is not covered by plants, erosion is widespread. Then, there is also oxidation and reduction reaction in plants, which is soil nutrient loss is caused by oxidation and reduction process in the soil. For an example, ammonia radical in the soil can be oxidized to produce ammonia gas. Nitrate can be converted to nitrogen gas or nitrogen dioxide gas. The gases are released into the atmosphere, resulting in a loss of fertility. There is also potential chemical from the crop will backflow into the water supply source by drip irrigation, which can make the fertigation system cannot run smoothly for a long time. Okay.
So we are moving to material. So first, the location is online review, and for the material, to make the fertilizer solution is just a water tank 300 liter, nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus, or in short NPK fertilizer component. So there's a picture of example of NPK fertilizer that are soluble in water. There's a picture with the ratio 19 and 19. And yes, for the water tank, we will be using the black one, the black in color, because we want to prevent the algae growth in the water. Next. So this is for the material we are using for the calibration, which is EC meter and distilled water. So to make the fertilizer solution is quite simple. However, we need to use the EC meter for the calibration to have a precise measurement of the nutrient content of that solution. So we will get a quality fertilizer solution. Next. Then we will going to the method to make the fertilizer solution. So it is simple. We will prepare a water tank, which is a 300 liter, and put the water in the tank and just mix the NPK fertilizer into the tank. Next, this is how we will do the calibration. So we will prepare a small amount of fertilizer solution and tap water. And we will dip the probe of the EC meter into the fertilizer solution and record the EC of that fertilizer. And we will wash the probe with distilled water, which means just to make it clean and prevent any error in the measurement of the EC. And then we will dip the probe again into the tap water and compare and record it. And then subtract the EC of the fertilizer solution and the EC from the tap water, and we will get the EC value that should be in the fertilizer. So there's a video that will show how to do it. We will do the calibration. So yes, in the next slide there will be a video.
Use your EC meter to check the EC of the full-strength fertilizer solution. In this case, it is 1.74 millisiemens per centimeter. Be sure to wash off the probe with distilled water. We now need to refer to the label of the fertilizer we are using. In this case, it is a 15-4-15. When we take a look closer at the label, we see a table that gives directions for mixing, but also the EC values for different concentrations of fertilizer, and set our injector to give us 200 parts per million nitrogen. So if we look at the last row on the table labeled 200 parts per million and follow it over to the EC value column, we see that we should get a value of 1.52 millimos, or millisiemens per centimeter. But we found the EC to be 1.74. We didn't account for the EC of the tap water. The EC of the tap water is found to be 0.25 millisiemens per centimeter. Therefore, we subtract 0.25 from 1.74 to give us 1.49 millisiemens. This is pretty close to the 1.52 millisiemens that we're looking for. In most cases, being within 2 to 300ths of a millisiemen is sufficient.
Okay, so that's the video about how we will use the EC meter, and hopefully that will explain how we will get a quality and a good precise fertilizer solution.
For the expected outcome, the first one is able to improve the growth and the quality of the plant by providing the enough water, fertilizer and exposure of the light to the plant. Secondly, to increase the yield of the crop by using the efficient fertigation system. When supplying the water and the fertilizer, the yield of the crop can be increased consistently without any defect on it. Thirdly, to reduce the cost of the operation for the mass production of the crop. By using the fertigation system, the cost will be decreased drastically since the use of the human labor for watering and the fertilizing can be cut off. For the milestone, the first one is we brief on the project and the topic at the 21st of January. Then we divide the task to the group member on the 25th of January, and then we complete the proposal to submit by the 26th of January. Then we complete the whole report of the project by 29th of January, and then we complete the whole presentation of the report by 10th of February 2022. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you.